Well, this is going to be fun. Captain Worf. Well, this is just great. Captain Worf. Incoming Skype call. NCC 1701D.
I'm Captain Jean-Luc Picard of the Federation Starship Enterprise.
Ah, yes. Well, I'm very much aware of who you are, Captain Picard. Are you aware that your name is actually Patrick Stewart and you're on a show called Star Trek The Next Generation at the moment?
Yes.
Well, you see, the thing is, I'm kind of in the middle of doing a show thing. It's called Fandom Leap. I'm only on my second episode. You think you can cut me a little bit of slack here? And I mean, you're awesome. You're my favorite captain ever. But I mean, I'm kind of here to talk about a new series that's been discussed for the past year or so, and it's called Captain Worf. Oh, and by the way, can you tell your engineer Geordie LaForge that he actually got his million people to sign off for the Reading Rainbow coming back thing? It's actually grown to 2 million, but. And his name is in real life is LeVar Burton. So I'm gonna have to go now. But how did you call me on Skype?
A while back, I decided to start a YouTube channel. I found out that it was my mission to set right film and game rumors that once were false, and so now I leap from one ridiculous subject to the next.
Well, then I guess it's all to talk about Captain Worf. Well, basically, this report's from a little while ago, and people have still been discussing it around, I mean, on different websites, on blogs that I've been looking at, and I mean, I got the website up here on my computer right now. Apparently, Trek News caught up with Michael Dorn, this is a year ago, so 2013, and he basically said this. Now, I'm not sure if this is a fake interview, because it could be. I'm just putting it out there because I found this news here as I leaped here, and so I'm just gonna take a look at it. Let's read what Michael Dorn said. I had come up with the idea because I love Worf, and I think he's a character that hasn't been fully developed and hasn't been fully realized. Once I started thinking about it, it became obvious to me that I wanted to at least put it out there, which I have, and the response has been pretty amazing. Been contacted by different individuals, I can't say who and all that, but about wanting to come on board and be part of this. We basically have to think here that, well, Star Trek kinda ended on TV. We're getting the new films, and I think that's enough for the fans today. It's something to reboot the franchise, and you can even go into Next Generation, and I don't think that they should go into making Voyager films and whatnot, because that would just kind of be weird. And plus, you don't want to bring Kate Mulgrew back now that she's doing Orange is the New Black, and everyone else is kind of unlisted in the entire universe right now. I don't even know what happened to them. It's the same thing as, like, what the hell happened to, like Linda Hamilton from Terminator, who played Sarah Connor, and Rick Moranis, who was Louis Tully in Ghostbusters. Why is he not doing anything? But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Star Trek, of course, and Worf pretty much ended his whole story. I mean, he was made whatever it was, an ambassador to the Klingon homeworld. He'd go there and hang out with his Klingon brothers like he used to. And you know, all of this just kind of reminds me of being there when they first announced the first Star Trek coming out in 2009, and they said Chris Pine's gonna be Captain Kirk and Carl Urban's gonna be McCoy and Zachary Quinto's gonna be Spock. And people were getting really skeptical about it when the first Star Trek was coming out. I mean, I remember how I was.
So, Star Trek's gonna be on the big screen now. Ooh, that's fun. Oh, is William Shatner gonna be in it? Oh, that's so cool. No? Who's Chris Pine?
So, will Worf make a good captain if he returns to TV? Why does Star Trek need to return to TV in the first place? We have original series, The Next Generation, and Voyager, and Deep Space Nine, and Enterprise. Why Enterprise? On Netflix. Okay, we don't need to see any more Star Trek on television as it is. I mean, unless you want to make some one-off thing about Voyager, like a Voyager movie or something. We could also assume that anything coming to Star Trek on television, if they decided to do something, would have to deal with the alternate universe that now exists with, you know, Star Trek and Into Darkness. But I think that the focus should be more on the third movie, and I think that it should just be a trilogy, because if you go beyond 4, you know what happens when you go beyond 4 when it comes to Star Trek. All I'm suggesting maybe is that if you want to put Star Trek on television, you want to have it do with the alternate universe, focus on maybe I know that it's the whole thing going on with Gotham and Smallville and Flash and all these superhero shows, but focus maybe on a younger Worf or Alexander Roshenko, his son, but it should have something to do with the voyages of Kirk, not so much Picard, so that you can tie Worf in like they tied him in Star Trek 6, I think it was, where they made him you know, defend Kirk and like basically be Kirk and McCoy's lawyer in court on to make them not get sent to Rorapente. But where do they get sent? Rorapente, which is strangely like Hoth, but not really, because Star Trek kind of started copying Star Wars after 1983, and that was a major point in movies then for Star Trek. And this whole battle between Star Wars and Star Trek, the same thing is that there's going to be a major battle between Marvel and DC on May 6, 2016, because of the whole Captain America 3, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice thing. And also, why not have a cameo by like Brent Spiner or something? I mean, you could have someone involved with creating data. I know there was a lot of stuff like that in Enterprise also, but you could see a lot of cameos from different people. Why not? I mean, not like Jonathan Frakes or anything, but why not have like Marina Sirtis or something, like come on the new show and talk for like 5 minutes as a crew member. All in all, even if the show were to come to TV, it would be cancelled within the first 1 or 2 seasons. If it was on Fox, it would be cancelled within the first season. Boom. Because we all know what happens when a show on Fox that's so popular gets cancelled after 1 season. If you want to make a series about, like, centering around Worf, he's got enough of a backstory already, and for you to edit it and completely ruin it is not the right way to go. CBS, if you want to do something, if you really are America's #1 TV network, bring back some shows that we love. Now, you know what? I think I'm pretty much done with this news. So, even though this review was a little bit shorter, I think that those are my thoughts and my feelings about what should happen with Star Trek. And unfortunately, it's kind of sad that, you know, Chris Pine had to have such a, you know, like, such a growth as Andrew Garfield did from Amazing Spider-Man 1 to Amazing Spider-Man 2. Suddenly, it just felt like he grew up a little bit more than expected, and even though it was 1 year, 2258 to 2259, he could have really just... Who's this?
My old friend, do you know the Klingon proverb that tells us revenge is a dish that is best served cold?
I think you're gravely mistaken. I'm just trying to do a show here.
I wanted you to know first who it was who had beaten you.
Lieutenant Savick calling Enterprise. Can you read us? This is Lieutenant Savick calling Enterprise. Can you read us?
He's coming around.
Huh? Can you read?
Oh boy.